Okay, we are live, and welcome to the Monday Mastermind, where I am waiting to see if we are actually live and people can actually see us. So I'm looking at my recording right now, and if you can give me the thumbs up there, Katie, or somebody. Yeah, I think we are live. I can just see the recording going. Yes, we are live. Cool. So welcome, everybody, and I'm glad you've made it. And if somebody's invited you to this particular hangout, we want to say from the get-go, we're going to be talking about how you can actually get started with an online business and how we're really going to be talking about what people can do. And I want to use this as a prime example of what I would do if I had to start over. But before we get into that, I just want to go through the panel, see how everybody's doing. I know there was a major event in the US today. So, 99 years ago in 1918, there was a total eclipse in America from the East Coast to the West Coast. And that was like almost 100 years ago. And that's remarkable. And it covered the whole area. So there were parts of America that were in complete darkness. And I believe that Jamie and Pops and Katie got to witness part of this amazing event, all right, one time in a lifetime type scenario, because the next one's going to happen in 2024. It's not too far away, but then the next one after that, I believe, is going to be like a century later. That's going to happen in the US. But with that being said, I will go over to Pops and find out, how are you doing, Pops? How's your week going? How are things?
Yeah, very well. Everything's going great, Dave. Thanks. It had a heck of a nice storm. It cooled things down here. We're actually in New Orleans right now, and heading our way towards Florida, one of my favorite states. And moving on, we got some work done. We'll got more to do tonight and the next few days, and we're getting caught up on our lag. We had some internet issues for a while, so we got behind on our work, and now we're getting caught up. We have great internet tonight. Everything's going well.
Yeah, I believe so. It's like a rarity to you guys having an internet connection that's actually solid. I mean, it's like a UFO sighting almost. No, but it's great that you guys are with us and nobody's sounding like they're underwater. Water. All right, so let's go to Mr. Jamie Shaw. Jamie, how are you doing, man? I know you've been busy. You caught a part of the eclipse today, I believe.
Yeah, we got about 75% coverage of the eclipse. I got to see it. It was pretty cool. I've been really busy. I cranked out 5 videos yesterday on setting up, getting your domain and your WordPress hosting in GoDaddy, then setting up, installing your WordPress. Then the next video was how to get plugins and themes and stuff like that. And then the 4th and 5th video was how to set up a web page. Actually, my new web page, for my new Hangout for Thursday night, how to set up a page like that. So I did a 5-series video, and I've probably got 2 or 3 videos to add to it and redo. So I'm gonna be cranking out videos here for a while. So
man, that's awesome. It really is great when you've got something under your belt and you just want to put it out there. I certainly know that feeling. It's an amazing feeling. And then, he is right there, man. Jamie is working hard on this thing. Something that's going to be happening on Thursday for him. And I'm sure he'll mention it a bit later. But with that being said, I'll go over to Miss Katie Stage.
Thank you. Actually, I just wanted to let you know, Dave, that it is amazing to have internet. I can't believe how fast this is. And speaking of UFO, I actually caught one on tape. You guys want to check it out?
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. That is amazing. Wow.
It's totally on tape.
That's a catch of the year, isn't it?
It's totally on tape.
What's that?
It's totally on tape. That was very clear.
I said that
tape.
That's the catch of the year, isn't it?
It's a catch of the year, and it's very clear. Yeah. Yes, it's actually an obvious. That's what I was scrambling. I don't know if it's going to show on the replay.
What are you? What are you? You did a joke the other day on your Facebook wall about but you were standing next to wood and you said something, and it was so obvious. I was trying to figure out what it was. I was thinking, what's going on here? What did you say? What
Okay,
did you say?
seriously, the button just disappeared on me. That was crazy. All right.
wow.
So what I basically did, I don't know if I can even show it, but I stood. I just paint the picture in your head here. We were at Home Depot, and there was a building section where there's a whole bunch of plywood, right? A bunch of wood, right? And actually, I stand next to it, and I said, "Oh my gosh, look at these guys! They look so bored."
Oh wow.
Bored.
And I'm trying to,
Bored.
I'm watching this going, wait, am I missing something? I didn't realize how obvious it was. I was on stupid mode, but it was very funny. And that's the kind of thing Katie does. That's just who she is as a person. She's very, very corny, and that's what makes her unique, and that's great. And we'll be touching on that also today. But you know, we covered the subject and what we're going to talk about today on Saturday with our workshop. And we spoke about this whole idea of, and everybody knows, if they know me, I hate challenges. All right, I absolutely detest it when people go online and say I'm doing a 30-day challenge or I'm doing a 60-day challenge, and every single day they say I'm doing day 1, I'm doing day 2, I'm doing day 3. And my main reason for getting really upset with that is the fact that you never see industry leaders like Gary Vaynerchuk or Tony Robbins getting on video saying, I'm doing a challenge, you know, and the reason you don't see that is because they're industry leaders. And if you want to get anywhere online, no matter what you're doing, I don't care what niche you're doing, if you're in the health and wellness, if you're into weightlifting, if you're into poker, if you're into engineering, computers, if you put yourself out there as somebody who's following a challenge, nobody's really going to pay much attention to you, which is, with great irony, as I present today, the 91-day challenge. All right. And I do this not because I want you to go out and say I'm doing a 91-day challenge, because it's the last thing I want you to do, but I want you to take this and internalize it and make it something that you do for yourself, because ultimately we're accountable to ourselves. We're not really accountable to anybody else, because at the end of the day, you can lie to everybody. All right. I mean, that's what people do. And I'll tell you the problem with having these accountability partners, not that there's anything wrong with that. If you want to have an accountability partner, accountability partner, there's nothing wrong with that if you want to and if you have that type of personality. But I will tell you the pitfalls. And the pitfall is this. If you're working with somebody and you want to run your own business and you've decided to team up with somebody else in your business, and now you say we're accountability partners, one or two things can happen. Only one will. Okay? One or two things will happen, but only one will. And it's very unlikely that the other one will occur. The first thing that will happen, and the only thing that will happen, is that one of you will do very, very well. One of you will do very, very well, unless you're married and you're a couple and you're working together. That's fine, you know. But if you're working as separate entities in your own business as accountability partners, one of you will do very well, and the other one will feel a little bit of resentment. Now, you might be sitting there going, well, I don't feel resentment. Well, stop lying to yourself. Okay? Katie wants to say something.
I do, actually. I've actually seen it in one incident where they actually work well and complement each other, which is Ray Higdon and Jessica Higdon.
Yes. I mean, that's right. And there's no competition there, but they are, as I said, they are unique and they are leaders in their own right, and that's fine. And certainly when you get to a certain stage, if you're mature enough, that can work out for you. But I will say that I've seen this time and time again when people get together as accountability partners and they seem to work well until one of them shoots off to the stars and the other one is left dangling behind. And resentment gets filled in your heart and you feel kind of cheated because that person never really helped you as much. And then things get really tensiony, and it just becomes uncomfortable. And I would seriously change the title from accountability partner to a business partner, where you both understand that you work in your separate businesses and you're there to perhaps encourage each other and to help each other, but not so that, okay, I'm going to go so far and wait for you, I'm going to go so far and wait for you, because ultimately you're accountable to yourself. At the end of the day, you have to feed yourself. At the end, that is the reality. If you want to help the rest of the world and you want to go and be Mother Teresa and help the rest of the world, that's okay. But first, get the money first so you can actually accomplish that. All right? It's just like if you're in an airplane and they tell you all these security measures, put the mask on your face first so you can save yourself so that you can help somebody else. Okay, don't think for anything that you're unique and it's not going to happen to you, because I've seen it time and time again where people, even when there are cases where they're not accountability partners and they're working in the same circles, there is resentment because people see other people excelling. All right, and ultimately it comes down to taking full responsibility for your business. Now, we're going to be talking today about this 91-day challenge. And why am I calling it the 91-day challenge? And a lot of people watching understand where I'm coming from. I see we have maybe we've got new people in here as well. Busy at Work. Who the heck is that? I don't know who Busy at Work is. We got Robin Nevin. We got Joe Whistler on here watching us right now. And what? Oh, Pastor Jackie. Cool. Nice. All right. So we discussed this on the weekend, but I've got a different angle that I want to talk to you guys about. And people say, what is this 91-day challenge? Well, a story, all right? And I want you to listen to what I'm saying here, because this is very important. And I have to mention names, unfortunately, but this is the way it is. And so I hope you will get what I'm saying here. Like many, many moons ago, when the sky was blue, not that far into the distance, I joined a company called Empower Network. Everybody knows what that company was called, right? And if it weren't for Empower Network, I would truly not be where I am today. I am so thankful to Dave and Dave for all they did. But during the process of this company, one of the Daves had to leave, David Sharp. You all know this, right? And David Sharp had to leave because of serious medical problems. I think he had I don't know exactly what it was called. I don't want to say the wrong thing in case I'm saying the wrong thing. Hep C or something like that. It was a very serious condition.
Hepatitis.
And yeah, that's right. He had to leave, and it caused a major rift in the industry, because David Sharp is one of those loved people that have helped so many people who have been struggling. But he came online and he said, guys, I've got to step away because I need to take care of myself. Gee, excuse me for being selfish, but he has to, right? He's got to put that mask on his face. And he stepped aside and he was going to look after himself. And he stepped away for about a year. Now, time went on and Empower Network grew, and David Sharp kind of went into the background. He still had a bit of a following, but he was still there. And after a year, I got an email from Dave. And Dave said, how are you doing? I just want you to know that I'm getting back into the industry. And I want you, here's a link to one of my YouTube channels, so you can just keep up with what I'm doing. And so I went to this link and I watched it. And it was a video on mindset. It was a video on taking charge of your own mind. It was a video on how to get better. It was a short video. It might have been about 10, 15 minutes. Then a few days later, I get another email from Dave saying the same thing. Hey, here's another video. So I go online and I check out this next video. And it's on mindset, same sort of thing, but a different angle. And this kept on going for weeks. He just kept on sending out these videos. It was a constant barrage of videos that he made almost every day. And he was kind of setting people up and saying, look, you know, I want you to know, over time, he was saying, he was peppering this in as he was talking. He was saying, I'm going to be launching something very soon. I'm really excited about this, and I've been doing a lot of investigation, and I've gotten some people together, and I want you to be a part of my journey. And he kept on making these videos, but every single video he made, it was about his health, it was about focus, it was about mindset, it was about all sorts of things that he knew about that he was sharing with people and what he had learned in his past year. And then finally, he launched. And he had this big gathering of people at his house where he kind of like a free workshop for them to watch. And they watched it from Monday to Friday. And he did this for a few weeks. It was kind of getting people excited. And then as it happened, he started to develop this following of people that were watching him all the time and joining what he was involved in. And it roughly, if I'm not mistaken, it took about maybe 2 to 3 months where he did this. And this is what's the interesting thing about, people ask me this question, Dave, what would you do if you had to start all over? Let's say I took a break and I went to go and help people in deepest, darkest Africa for a year, and I went offline, off the grid, and I came back, what would I do? I would do exactly what David Sharp did. He started out by putting himself out there, by letting people know that he was available on Facebook, through email, and he started a video channel, YouTube channel, and he started putting out information. Now, I don't know what industry you're involved in. It could be the health and wellness industry. I know we've got people who are in there like Joe McKenzie. We've got Carlene, who's very with makeup and making empowering women. We have a lot of people in different niches. What you need to do is you need to do the same thing in your business. All right? You need to think about what it is you can share with the world, and you need to start putting it out there. And I have seen this over and over and over again. When you see people try to launch programs, they do it for a while. And actually, Jeff Walker, one of my mentors, who I listened to back 11 years ago, does this in his course where he teaches people to start a buzz, to start people talking about what's going on. And he tells people to do this over time. And it's the same sort of thing. Every industry leader, when they get started in a business or they're thinking about doing something, will start a buzz going for a few months. They will do it maybe for 6 months. Get people talking about what they want to do. And ultimately, this is what you need to be doing in your business. You need to be thinking about what area you want to cover. And then you need to be putting videos out there about what it is you're into. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to go out there and make videos and say something like I got a guy yesterday who wanted to, he said, Dave, what can he do for his internet company? And I told him exactly the same thing. I said, you need to solve little problems. He's got the little service provider in South Africa where he's trying to help people get a better internet connection. So what he's doing is he's putting up Facebook ads all over the place, and he's trying to reach people that way. And I said, what are you doing? You can't do that. No one's going to listen to you. You need to develop trust and understanding and a relationship with people. They said, what should I do? And I said, you need to start a YouTube channel, and you need to start solving problems for South Africans. So our biggest internet service provider, Telkom, that covers the majority of this country, it owns every part of the ISPs ever. It causes so much hassles for a lot of people who are trying to connect on the internet. I say you need to be targeting that in that niche of people who are Telkom, who are relying on Telkom. Start a YouTube channel. Talk about the internet. Explain the benefits. Tell them why it's made your life so simple. Tell them what you can accomplish by being on the internet. Make videos about this. Don't just say, hey, I got a great way for you to connect. Here's a link. Start creating a monologue, sorry, not a monologue, a dialogue with your customers. And do this over a period of time. You see, a lot of people just want to get the end result immediately, and they want to get a result now. But the truth of the matter is that even the industry leaders who get involved with newer programs, they start creating a buzz early on, and it takes them about 2-3 months for them to build up enough following for them to actually start making a big enough impact. Does that make sense to everybody? Is everybody understanding what I'm saying here? Is anything confusing? Are there any questions? Somebody wants to say something.
Not yet in the chat, but I'm so glad that you brought the subject up because I'm gonna go ahead and tell a story about my experiences with the 91. Okay, this isn't something that's new to me, but I'm so glad that, you know, because I didn't realize that it had a name to it. You know, it has a cool name to it now. It's 91. Okay, you do this one thing for 90 days, right? Yep.
Yes, that's right. And that's, I just want to clarify, it's called 91 because it's, yeah, you go ahead, you explain, yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't hear the space in between the 90 and the 1, so I just wanted to clarify that. But I have been trying to work out for, like, back in 2004 is when I started, right? And I tried it. That's all I did is I tried and I drudged and I was like, blah, I hate working out. I don't want to do it. Blah. But after like several years of like doing it half-assed, I finally went down and I wrote it down. I'm like, I'm doing this something for 90 days. And I'm going to do that. Instead of trying to do everything at once, that sucks. So I did one thing at a time, did it for 90 days, and then I started adding something else and did that for 90 days. And then I built up my momentum and then it became fun. It became a lifestyle. So turn that into marketing. That's what we've been telling you a lot, is that you master one thing, do it for 90 days, master it, and then you can add something else later, right? Oh, did you guys hear that? Thunder? Oh, so cool. So I just wanted to, yeah, share that. Does anybody else want to share anything? Oh, Jamie, come on. It's not snakes or anything. Come on.
But I'm scared of thunder.
Same guy does. Sorry, carry on.
Well, I do want to tell a funny story, actually, is that I saw a post on Facebook. Now, this is just really funny. I saw a post on Facebook. It was really, really cool and inspiring. He's talking about mastering video marketing, right? He says anybody who's anybody and their mom and grandma can actually post quotes on Facebook. But if you really want to stand out, you have to do video, right? This is the funny part. I scroll through this. I'm like, yeah, this is so awesome. This is so awesome. And guess what he shares at the end? A quote instead of a video to clarify. It was kind of like an oxymoron post. Like, you're telling people about video marketing and you do it with a quote at the end instead of telling us in a video, right? Do you guys get that? So I posted that. I posted in a comment like, okay, yeah, do video, says the guy who shares a quote. He's like, I do 2 to 3 videos a day. I'm like, okay, but this post is ironic. You understand that, right? So if you're going to tell somebody to do something for 90 days, you better do it yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Just do it. And then you can share with everybody else on how to do it.
Yeah, and the whole idea is that you start developing a relationship with your audience. Now, I will give you a little antidote you can use. Something that I haven't actually done. I might do it, but I'm going to give you this free piece of advice that's going to make you stand out. So, hands up for anybody here who have seen posts like, let's see, Coke. Have you seen those things where somebody says Pepsi or Coke ? Or why do dogs hate when you blow in their face, but they stick it out, they head out the window when you're driving in the car? Little mysteries in life that you ask yourselves, and everybody puts these statements out on Facebook, right? But I was thinking, how different would it be if you went on and you actually made a video and you said something like, I need people's opinion here. Well, I'm making the video right now. So I need people's opinion out here because this is driving me nuts. You're at work, somebody's leaving, and now everybody's got to pitch in $10 for the gift. Now, this is really awkward for me because I don't know this person. I'm not in a good connection with this person. I don't even know their last name. Why am I pitching in $10 I don't know. Surely the company should contribute to the gift. How are they getting all the money from the employees? That drives me nuts. I'll tell you what else drives me nuts. Is the fact that maybe I've just arrived at the office. I've just been working there for 3 days, and now we've got this big party for Fred, who's been working at the company for 30 years. I don't know who Fred is. Now I got to pitch in $10. That is so unfair. What the hell is going on? Can somebody please explain to me what you would do? Put it in below. Put a video response. I want to hear your take on this. Now, I've ended the video. Now, I want to tell you, first of all, if you make something like that as entertaining, as outrageous, and out there as possible, you will get responses to what you're doing. Instead of just making a little quirky comment that says Pepsi or Coke. You know, like, I mean, for me, if I was doing a Pepsi or Coke, I'd say, we got the Pepsi and the Coke war going on here. I don't understand the Pepsi people. The Pepsi people are fine. I got no judgment against them. But I'll be honest, when I have a Pepsi, it tastes like root beer, and it's a little bit too sweet. I like Coke because Coke is great. Coke is amazing. Everything is compared to Coke. Even when they like Pepsi, they say, I prefer this to Coke. They don't say, I prefer this to Pepsi. They don't put Pepsi in there because Coke is, you know, you might have something on there, and you could put a video out there and say, what do you think? Try being a little different, stand out. I'm telling you, you will get more responses from people if you put stuff out there like that than just putting a little statement that says, real cigarettes, full vape. You know, be a little different. Stand out a bit.
I love this idea, Dave. You know I'm going to run with this, right?
Yeah.
And if I just add the humor and the puns, I mean, people are just going to absolutely love it, because someone was actually saying that that bored joke, like, oh my gosh, look at these guys are so bored. People are like, how did you have such a straight face when you did that? They had no, cause it's all about delivery. I've been doing like these stupid jokes and corny jokes forever. Just ask Pops. Forever.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like a master at it.
And I just want to say hey to my man Shamid. How you doing there, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Shamid's also interested in getting starting online, and I wanted to convey this over to him because he was asking me what he should do. And Shamid, what we're really saying is, if you want to get a presence online, you need to start a YouTube channel, and you need to start doing something you're passionate about. All right, because you can't run with a business online if you don't enjoy it. So if you're really into the health and wellness and fitness stuff, then talk about that and make tons of video on that. Don't concentrate on studying anything in the meantime. Start developing a presence over a period of about 2 to 3 months. And what I want to talk about as well, and I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything, maybe Pops or Jamie, but I want to talk about the practicalities of what you can actually do with regards to getting video going. In fact, maybe Pops and Jamie want to talk about this because I know they are very knowledgeable in the area.
Just recapping on what you said, you know, that makes an interesting thing. You know, people don't really think about their headlines, you know, and your headline's the most important thing of your post, your Facebook post, your blog post, whatever, you know. I mean, and I see it in our own space, you know, some of the own members of the community we're in do it too. You know, they post something like, are you tired of not getting leads and sales in your business? Or would you click on that, or would you click on newbie generates 32 signups in 19 days? Well, I know what I'd be clicking on. I want to know how they got 32 signups in 19 days. Not, are you tired of chasing family and friends? You know, and so you need to use a little common sense, you know, and put yourself in the buyer's position and formulate titles and posts and stuff that you would go out and buy if you've seen it. And that's what a lot of people don't think about. They start posting all kinds of random stuff out there, or, you know, even quotes and stuff, and they don't really think about what they're posting, you know. And the whole point of making a post is to grab somebody's attention. And how are you going to grab somebody's attention saying, are you tired of not getting your leads and sales? You know, So, David Wood did a one about Eeyore, why am I not getting results? Because you got a big dark cloud around you and you act like a moron, That's just my 2 cents. So.
No, that's great. That's great. Pops, you want to say something?
There it goes. The button wouldn't work. Disappeared on Katie, wouldn't work for me. I wanted to re-emphasize getting your audiences, as Dave was saying, get your audience to respond and react to whatever it is you're talking about. And then when you do that, respond back to them. Be sure you look at their comments and engage with them. Ask them more questions if you can to re-engage them again with more conversation. The more you can keep that up, then the more they get to know you, the more they will realize that you're interested in what they have to say. And that's very important when you're trying to attract people into your business, into whatever it is you're doing. Get them engaged. Get them to ask them a question, or if, like Dave said, was that something you would do, or if you're not doing that kind of a shtick, and I say shtick tongue in cheek, but if you're doing something else, you can still ask them a question and you try to get them to respond to something, and keep that dialogue going. That's very important.
Absolutely. And guys, this is not something new that I'm suggesting. If you listen to your radio station every single day, they're doing this all the time. They're getting people to respond back. They encourage people to send in WhatsApp messages and respond back to what they're suggesting on the problems that they struggle with. Do you, like the other one the other day was, would you let your current boyfriend or girlfriend work in the same working arena as your ex? Which is a kind of a really weird subject, and everyone is like, no, that would never happen. But it gets people engaging, and it gets people connecting with you. Those little things help develop relationships. That why you don't make everything about business, but you throw in something. Maybe you can have something related to business, like that, for instance. What are the benefits? What are the drawbacks of working online? I can tell you the drawbacks of working online. Believe me, there are not really drawbacks. I mean, I wouldn't exchange it for the world, but there are little things that you kind of take for granted until you're actually living it. So my biggest thing is time, right? I've got all the time in the world, and I don't really have a structure, but I have to be on at certain times of the week. And so I talk about that. So you can get people to respond to you. And also, if you get results to your video, you can make a follow-up video and read the answers of people that gave you responses. That way, people will be like, cool, he might be reading out my little response. And people love when they hear their name called, all right? And especially if you're doing a correction on their name and you somehow butcher it, people love that because they get a chance to interact with you. Now, I want to share my screen, and I want to show you guys something, which I would highly recommend, because a lot of people watching saying, Dave, how do I actually get to make videos? How do I actually do it? What can I do to actually get my video online? And there are very, very practical ways, but I want to show you a resource that all of us use. It's called My Lead System Pro, and if you are not involved in this thing, go ahead and click on the button below this video. Right there, go and click on it, right? Everybody is pointing right down to it. Go and click on that button and get started. I'm going to take you inside of my back office, and I want to show you the type of resources you can get. And please tell me, guys, if let's see. Please tell me if you can see my screen.
Wait for it. Okay.
Okay, so inside My Lead System Pro, this is kind of like a marketing university, which has all of the resources you need to learn for you to start a business online. It shows you how to get leads. It shows you how to convert sales. It shows you how to, if you want to make phone calls. It shows you how to tell stories. It shows you how to do keyword research. there is a particular section in here called marketing strategies, which I'm going to go to, and hopefully my connection won't die because my connection has been playing up. Now over here, you've got like this whole foundational area. These are marketing strategies you can use for your business. They've got these three modules right here: attraction marketing, target branding and creating your content, and vision, meditation, and mindset. These are very important. All right, then you've got these system campaigns, list management, a customer relationship manager. But if you're just getting started, I would encourage you to go to this last one, daily method of operation. And this is the one I wanted to introduce you to. It's called YouTube marketing, right there. If you open this module, these are 47 modules, guys. These are 47 courses you get inside of the system. 47 courses. It's just amazing. And here's another one called video marketing. This covers the basics, like how to overcome your fears of getting on camera. You'll actually see in the video marketing stage the basics YouTube training. Get over your fear of doing videos now. These are basic videos to get you going. So inside this YouTube marketing course, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos. And these videos are over an hour long. Over an hour long. So this is full of information that you can use for your business. The other day, I watched one of these videos, and I took 2 or 3 pages of notes. And I've been doing video for a long time, and I learned stacks of stuff. And you make videos so you can get people to listen to what you have to say. All right? This is the amazing thing about My Lead System Pro, is that it actually gives you training so you can learn how to market more effectively. So if you really want the good stuff, if you really want to get your business going, I need to encourage you to invest in your business. I'm going to stop sharing. You need to invest in your business. It's the second key point that I tell people all the time. Get a mentor and invest in your business. You need to invest in your business. And don't think of it as, I'm going to invest in my business, now I've got to work really hard so I can make my money back. You can't look at it that way. Jim Rohn always said, work part-time on your dream and full-time on your job. That's what he said. Work full-time on your job and part-time on your dream. And then once you've got enough money, you can switch it over to work full-time on your dream and part-time on something else. But you need to invest in your business. And so many people are afraid to get over this hurdle. They are afraid to jump over it because they are so scared. Well, I'm telling you right now that with success comes tremendous amounts of fear. Tremendous amounts of fear. And if you're not feeling scared, if you're saying, whoa, this is going to cost me, oh, I don't want to do it, and you cower down, you won't get anywhere. I live in South Africa, guys. South Africa. The economy is so bad. Our economy is junk status right now. And the rand, the currency that we use is plummeting. And I made this work for myself to the point now where I earn dollars. But I could only do that because I took the risk of what? Getting a mentor and investing in my business. Investing in my business was the key thing. I was willing to do everything else except that one thing, right? There are 5 things: mentorship, investing in your business, putting time in your business, right? Being part of a community and using systems that work. I was prepared to do all of those things, but not invest in my business. And a lot of you watching say, but Dave, it's a lot of money to spend $150 on a business. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you know how much a business costs just to keep the doors open when you're working in a mall? It's like $5,000 just to keep the doors open. I'm not even talking about paying your employees or keeping up with the electricity or paying your phone bill or the internet, just to keep the doors open. And you've got to have a plan. and you've got to project, and you've got to go to the bank, and you've got to get a loan. And after 3 or 5 years, you may only then start seeing profit in your business. I'm talking about $150. And for those of you who will live in third world countries and are watching this saying, yeah, but Dave, my situation is different. No, it's not. When I got started, I could not afford. So what did I do? I swatted my pride and I found work. I did everything I possibly could to get the amount of money I needed to fund my own business. And there were times I couldn't make the payments. I had penalties to pay. I couldn't make the payment. So I had to wait like a week or two to actually get the money together to pay it again. And then I had to pay more to get it activated. But I made it work. Guys, in South Africa, in the currency situation, I am a 6-figure earner. I don't have to work for anybody. It took me 4 years to get where I am right now. But so what if it takes you 4 years? So what if it takes you 5 years or 7 years or 10 years? We know of somebody that worked for 17 years. So what if it takes you that long? Because once you're there, it's okay. Everybody says, I'm prepared to work. I'm prepared to put in the hours. I'm one of the hardest working people you'll know. It doesn't matter what I do, I'll do it. Do you know how many people have promised me that? I've spoken to thousands of people. And so many people say, Dave, I'll do whatever it takes. I'm a hard worker. I will put in the hours. I will do this. I will do that. And so I say to them something as simple as 90-day challenge. And I say, whoa, I'm sorry, I've got something on Monday, I've got something on Tuesday, I've got something on Wednesday, I've got to meet with friends on Saturday, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And really? Really? You really want to make it work? What's your freedom worth to you? What's your freedom worth? Is it worth making sure that you have the little commitments every single week? I'll tell you this right now. I never got to where I am right now because I made all the commitments during the week. I had to sacrifice and stop going to meetings. I had to sacrifice and stop going out with my friends. I had to sacrifice and stop going out and doing the things I wanted to do. There was only one thing I kept, and that was going to church on Sunday. That was the one thing I kept, because that's what I do. But you know what? There were even times where I never did that either. Because at the end of the day, yes, Katie, sorry, I'll give you a second. I'm sorry. I know I'm ranting. But I want to tell you this right now, that if you want to have financial independence, if you want to have financial freedom, if you want to have a situation where you're not working for somebody else, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. And yes, I'm telling you, you need to invest in your business. I'm telling you, you need to find a mentor. You're surrounded by them. You're surrounded by mentors. You're surrounded by Pops. You're surrounded by Katie. You're surrounded by Jamie. You're surrounded by Colleen. You're surrounded by Joe. You're surrounded by everybody, Robert. You're surrounded by Pat Patterson. You're surrounded by people who care about you, right? So you've got the mentors covered. You need to invest time. You need to invest money in your business. You need to. Don't say, oh, well, you need to. And don't say, what's the minimum I can put in my business? Forget that. Because the moment you start thinking like that, you've lost already. You put time in your business, right? Time. If you're not putting in time, you might as well just waste it away. And you need a community. You've got a community, right? You don't need to look anymore. You got one. And then you need to use systems that work. So you need to use the tools that we use. If you want to do it for free and go on the internet, go ahead. Sorry, I've ranted on too long here. Katie, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody that it wasn't that long ago, maybe about 100 years ago, 90% of people on this earth were independent business owners. It wasn't until, I don't know, just those business owners grew huge. Like Sam Walton, for instance, the guy who created, he started Walmart. Okay, he started Walmart. It was a mom and pop shop, and then it grew really, really fast. I mean, this guy is amazing, and part of his growth came from his passion to help people and be this amazing person that he is, or that he was. And anyway, so Walmart grew. We all know what Walmart is. I'm pretty sure there's a Walmart in every single freaking city, state, country, everywhere, right? But that got bigger and bigger, so he had to hire employees and hire people to help run it, right? So multiply that by businesses like McDonald's, businesses like JCPenney, businesses like, you know, all those big, huge businesses that are just ginormous. Right? That's not even a word, but I'm going to use it. But people started to see the easier way to make money. And then they basically went to go work for somebody else, and that became normal. After a while, it became a staple, right? Because it was a lot easier to get up at every time, every single morning. It was easier to have a set schedule and have something that's reliable as far as getting income in. You show up, you have this barter, right? You show up, you do your work, and you get a paycheck. Sounds pretty damn easy. I did it for 17 years, and I hated it. I hated the easiness of it. I hated it was boring. It was really boring. It became very repetitious. And here's the other thing too. It is easier to work for somebody else, help build their own business, their own dream, and get what they want, because obviously they're going to get paid more. I had no passion. I was empty. I wasn't working for something bigger than me. I was working for something bigger for somebody else, which really, really dragged me down. So I decided to not take the easy route anymore, and I just stepped into the hard path, right? You get the paved path, and then you get the one that's all rocky and hard, and you got to tie on your shoes. You got to invest into some shoes.
Make your own path, yeah.
You know, you invest in some shoes, the right shoes to get on those rocky path. Maybe you have to invest into some rain gear or something like that, so you can keep going on that hard path instead of the easy path, where it may have an awning or something. I don't know. But something that's provided for you and it's safe. But this will actually this hard path, in the long run, will give such a bigger return, because it's different. It's just different because you're working at it in a different angle, right? Because at this way, you know, you're set for 40 years, you're going to get your retirement, and you're going to retire, and then you're going to enjoy life. But here, there's a way that you can actually find your passion, find your why. You can find out how to help other people find their passion, which is the most amazing feeling in the world, because it's not about you at all. So once you find that, it's so rewarding that monetary, in a way, at first, it's not going to seem worth it. But when you surround yourself with people who are inspired by you, that's what makes it worth it. Absolutely. And that's what keeps you going, because there's people who they look up to you, and they're inspired and they're motivated by you, and you just can't stop. So over here, when I was working these jobs, it was so funny, because at one point I had like maybe 3 or 4 jobs, you know, part-time jobs, doing like a lot of things just to keep myself busy, so I wouldn't realize that my life sucked. And so I would let's just say, like, the work that I put into a part-time job, I did for like, say, 6 hours. I didn't care. I absolutely did not care. But when I'm over here and I got this business that I'm building for myself, and I'm happy to work 18 hours nonstop on the phone, running into poles, running into parked cars. I don't care, right? I'm on my mobile phone all the time, you know, and I'm making it work. I'm talking to people. I'm just making it work, right? Or I'm trying, you know, Pops and I are trying to find these places so we can be here and show up. It's not like Dave's paying us. Okay, we're doing this for, like, I don't know, Dave, are you paying us? Would you pay us? I'm just kidding. But you know, it's different. If I would have gotten paid and just sit here and just talk, I wouldn't have any passion about it. If Dave actually paid me, I probably wouldn't. It would be different because it's easy. I wouldn't have that enthusiasm, right? So I don't know. I just made that up. Was that cool? Was that cool? Was that cool analogy? That's cool, right?
That was very cool. I got to say, well, and I want to give Jamie and Pops a chance to talk as well. I know I'm sorry, guys. I've gone into a rant, and I do apologize. But I just want to use Colleen as an example because she is the epitome of somebody who wants to succeed. And I just wanted to give her a really big shout out and an example of somebody who takes the business seriously. So when Colleen signed up for My Lead System Pro, now don't get me wrong. I mean, as Katie says, My Lead System Pro is a marketing tool. It's kind of like a marketing university, right? It's a tool that you use to understand how to run a business. But there is an affiliate program attached to it as well. So you can make money with it just on a one-off thing. You don't need to own the products to get commissions or anything like that. But one of the things Colleen asked me when she first started was, and kind of alluded to, was, you know, I don't have a job and I'm doing this because I want to run my business. And I said to Colleen, I said, no, get a job. Get a job, all right? Because you need to fund your business because that's what smart people do. And what do you know? She got herself a job. She got herself a job so she can fund her business. I mean, it was right there in the chat. She funds her business by working. She works so she can fund her job. And she made money in her secondary business because she's taking her job seriously. I'm going to shut up now. I'm spoken way too much. Katie wants to talk again, and then I'm going to give Pops and Jamie a chance to talk.
Yep, this is going to be really quick. We all know what this means, right? J-O-B. We all know what J-O-B is. It means to fund your business. Oops, I had my finger in the way. To fund your business. That's exactly what that means.
J-O-B. To fund your business. Read my lips. Everyone's like, what? Jamie.
I was trying to think of something, but I lost my train of thought. I have two things. You were showing your back office and talking about which doing the video training is very important. You have to get over your fear of doing video. There's tons and tons of information in there, like Dave said. But I wanted to point out something. You have 3 phases of growth in your business. And when you're brand new coming in, you have to learn to communicate with people. So there's one just right below the video marketing that Dave was showing called social media networking and prospecting. It teaches you how to communicate with your prospects. That is very important because if you put out your 500 video and you got 400 people coming in talking at you and you don't know how to talk to them, then you wasted all your time making them videos. Phase 2 is personal branding and content marketing. Dave showed you it was one of the first little icons that he showed you. It was personal branding. Then you learn how to brand yourself with your videos and your content. Your videos are your content. You have to learn how to brand yourself in them. And then the third phase, you shouldn't even be doing until you're making $3,000 a month, and that is paid marketing to scale up your business. When you're making $3,000 a month, then you should be investing 20% of that $3,000 back into paid marketing to grow your business. And I recommend you don't even touch it until $3,000. My second point is I'm going to give you a quick formula because people overcomplicate network marketing. Oh, the average American person makes $3,000 a month. They say, oh, I got to make $3,000 a month to replace my income so I can quit and stay at home. Okay, let's break it down. If you take $3,000 divided by 30 months, you only got to make $100 a day to replace your income and do it consistently every day. When you can make $100 a day, every day for 30 days, and you're on the way to making $3,000 a month in your business, and you can eventually replace your income. I'm not saying as soon as you hit that $3,000 mark, to replace your job, your job. Quit? No. Keep funding your business with your job for 6 months to a year. Then when you're consistently making $3,000 a month, then you can retire from your job and go and say, boss, you're fired. But not until. Keep your day job until, I mean, look at all that extra money you can use, that extra $3,000 a month to pay off your debt until you retire. So think about that. Strive for $100 a day. And that's another real good point. David said we're an MLSP. You make a sale in MLSP, that's $100 a day, because it costs you $150 a month. You sell to one person, that's $100. You do it 2 days in a row, that's $200. You just paid for your system for the month. That's what I got.
That pen was the mic drop. That was perfect at the end.
Yeah, the pen drop. The pen drop. It's true. It is true. You know what Jamie is saying is true. It's you can pay for your own business, but I need to emphasize this, that your initial thinking has to be that you are investing in your own education, because at the end of the day, we invest every month in our own business, because I spend hundreds of dollars on extras that I use in my own business because I'm willing to grow. I want more. I just spent $1,000 on a program with an immense amount of training because I need more education. I got a whole hard drive full of training that I have bought that I use as resources for my education, because I invest in myself. And the only reason I know what I know is because of the stuff that I've bought. Now, if you want to take the free method and do everything free, you may be able to do it, but it's going to take you so long, and you're not only going to have you're going to have to use a machete to get through all the stuff. You're going to have a big wall in front of you, and you're going to learn how to climb walls. Okay, but you just want to have that machete so you can knock through the stuff. All right, there's no easy way to success. I need you guys to understand that. There is no easy way. It's never going to be easy. No 6, 7, 8-figure earner has ever said to me, as I recall, if you've got an example, please show me, but I've never been proved wrong on this. No one has ever said, man, I got started, and the first day I made $1,000. Second day I made $10,000. Third day I made $30,000. Man, I'm just cruising. Nobody has ever done that. Doesn't work. Pops, you want to say something before we close off the hour? We've got 2 minutes to the hour.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. If you start staring, you get started, and it is hard to stay focused, because if you don't have results right away, it just starts working on you. But you got to keep thinking about what the reason you're doing it. Why are you doing it? You don't have to specifically delve into that too deep, but why are you doing it? Obviously, it's for family or for retirement, which, by the way, do not rely on retirement. I'm retired, and I'm doing this to supplement the retirement. And I'm fortunate to be able to have a retirement, because a lot of people lost their retirements, and it could happen to anyone at any time, including me. But you just hold that thought of why you're doing this in your mind as much as possible. Write it down in the mirror. Write it down and put it somewhere where you can see it on the dashboard of your car when you're going back and forth to work, pickup truck, whatever it is you drive. And have it there to keep reminding yourself, because we are short-sighted sometimes. Life gets in the way, and you start thinking about stuff, and if it's there, you're going to remind yourself that you got to do this. And one other thing I wanted to talk about real quick was, ironically, I wanted to talk about stuff in the back office too, on the training in the blogging and content marketing. We're stressing videos, video marketing, getting out on YouTube. And a lot of people that I talk to, they say, well, I'm not a storyteller. Well, we all are storytellers, but you got to try to figure out how to formulate it. So you need a kickstart on that in the training and blogging and content marketing. There's a storytelling course that will help you kind of develop your own way of talking. They'll give you ideas on how to develop your story and how to express yourself. And another one for content is in the same category is create amazing content, create amazing looking content. So there's so much stuff there in bits and pieces and here and there that would help you just really take off. You can really take off with this by taking the time to go through the training in the back office, especially people who have never done this before, even people who have. You know, you got to refresh. Everybody has to refresh. My niece, who's a teacher, and she goes back to school in the summer to refresh and pick up on new things that she can teach the kids. Otherwise, she'll get stagnant, and you know, things just don't work out well. So you always have to go back and retrain. Most professionals go back and take additional training. Doctors have to take additional training. Nurses have to take additional training. So just, you know, bear with that and know that you're going to have to keep on expanding your time, your mind, and your business in a good, positive way for whatever reason it is that you're doing it. Do not rely on other people's money, retirement-wise or job-wise. You could lose that too. So while you still have your job, start funding your business and take off with the rest of us. And you have built-in mentorship with us, and I think Dave was going to mention that quickly. Well, you already have that in place. You don't have to go look for a mentor. We got your back.
Absolutely, absolutely, 100%. And you know, we are there to help and to guide and to show people. We're not there to hold your hand, because ultimately it's about you figuring out this for yourself, but we're there to point you in the right direction. And very often, and I can't tell you how many people will ask me what to do, and I give them the exact instructions on what they need to do, and they don't want to do it. They don't like the advice. And then they go and look for somebody who's going to give them the advice that they want to hear. Oh, they want that push button software. They want a system where they don't have to work. They want a system where they don't have to put in the hours. You know, I've known people, and this may be quite tough, but there are people living on, in this country, living on disability, and they don't want to take a risk because they fear that the disability will be taken away from them. Now just think about that mindset for a second. If you're living on disability, and you don't want to run your own business because you're scared you're going to lose a disability, think about that for a second. There's no guarantee you're always going to have it. But people don't want to take that step, and they don't want to overcome that fear. I know a guy, and I'm not even kidding, and this guy is a billionaire, okay? His name is, and I've mentioned him a few times before, his name is Dan Pena. I don't agree with everything he does, but I'll tell you this much. He is certainly one of those people that keeps his back against the wall. You know how people say take 20% of your business, 20% of the money you make, put it back into your business? You know what Dan says? He says he takes 125%, and he takes 125% and he spends it on himself. Because he always wants his back against the wall. He never wants to get into a position where he's not working. He always makes sure he works. So he spends more than he makes, so that he always has his back against the wall, because he never wants to be in a comfort zone. Now, I'm not saying that's true for everybody, but I'll tell you this much. There's a reason why he's a billionaire. Because he takes incredible risks. And I can't tell you what your risks are. All I can say is what I've done. All I can say is what I have accomplished and the amount of risks that I have taken. If I told you, you wouldn't believe it. And this is why it's personal with everybody. This is why you've got to meet your own standards, and you've got to go higher than that. Because everybody else, I can guarantee you, is so far off the scale you can't even see them. because they have no standards. They're living according to the world standards. The world standard is settle for mediocrity, settle for your 9 to 5, rely on your retirement, and don't expect anything more than what you can get from the government. But the people that are high performance and who want to get to that stage are the ones that say, I am never going to settle for mediocrity. I am never going to be controlled by the masses. I am going to control my own mind. I'm not going to let something else control it. I'm going to be the one that's going to determine where I'm going to be in the future. So that's what I want to leave you with today. And unless anybody else here wants to say something on the panel, we'll start with Pops and we'll go down the road to say goodbye, and we'll see you same time next week. Pops, you want to start us off?
Sure. Have a great week, everybody, and watch this replay again and again. There's a lot of great valuable information, and if you have to take the trial period to look what's in the back office, don't do it alone. Get a hold of one of us to help guide you through the back office so that we can direct you to the best parts that's going to get you going. Have a great week. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, the hardest part's getting started. And if you don't do anything, then nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. I got an interesting email yesterday. A guy that jumped on my list probably 6 months ago sent me an email yesterday and said, hey, you told me about a program that costs $10 to get started, and I need to dedicate myself for 6 months of doing it at $150 a month. Send me the link. So what do? I send him the link. Hopefully he'll join. But if he don't, it's not his time yet. But that's the kind of things that happen to you. He's been on my list for 6 months, and I haven't heard a word from him, and all of a sudden out of the blue he sends me an email. So it happens.
Absolutely. Katie?
I can't top that, so pen drop.
Wow. Okay, pen drop. That's awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be here same time next week. Don't forget to join us on Wisdom Wednesday for Pat Patterson. Amazing mentor to all of us. And don't forget also Jamie's new hangout starting out called Thriving Thursdays. You definitely want to get on there, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday night. And we will see you guys. And of course, we do have a workshop available for people that are in our team. But, if you're really serious about that, you can join and get hold of us and find out more about that, because we have an 80% success rate inside of that workshop. And there's a reason. It's a reason, all right, because people keep coming back and people keep implementing changes and are seeing successes in all of their businesses. So with that being said, we will see you same time next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And, cheerio. Bye-bye.